Mary Beard is one of the preeminent TV historians in Britain. She's also one of the privileged elite who dominate the likes of the BBC, The Guardian, and our cultural and academic hierarchy. As such, she holds all the impeccably right-on views that are considered a prerequisite for entry to this exclusive club. But as such, her determination to cleave to this narrative undermines her academic impartiality and objectivity, and continually leads her to bizarre and baffling conclusions, or to just brazen lies that she rabbits in order to shore up her deeply inconsistent worldview. Take 9/11. Any right-minded person would have been horrified by what they viewed that day. Andrew Anthony succinctly summed up the dilemma that was faced by our metropolitan left-wing elites. Should they side with the cosmopolitan city of New York, a multiracial city of opportunity, a town where anyone on earth could arrive and thrive, exuberant, cultured, diverse, a place I had visited and loved for its liberty and energy and excitement? Or should they side with the people who attacked it? Those arid minds who wanted to remove women from sight, kill homosexuals, banish music, destroy art. The demolishers of the Bamiyan Buddhas, who aimed to terrorise everyone they could into submission to the will of their vengeful god. It was, as they say, a no-brainer. Or should have been. And to Mary Beard, it was a no-brainer. Because she barely hesitated before delivering her gruff judgment. In Beard's view, America had it coming. It's an opinion that decency might have prevented her from airing, even while they were still clearing up the rubble and scooping out the corpses. But such decency didn't give our Mary pause, and her entire career is littered with similar puzzling conclusions. In the BBC's remake of the Civilization series, Beard passed judgment on a man who had gently stroked a statue. "Let's be frank about this," Beard spluttered. "This was rape, because the statue is incapable of giving consent." For some unfathomable reason, the BBC saw fit to leave that borderline insane comment in the finished piece. In the same series, Beard selected the Sankaklar Mosque just outside Istanbul as her personal favourite building. Now, to be fair, it is a stunning building. But it's also a place where women are usually excluded. And when they are admitted, it's only for brief periods, through a side door, separate to the grand entrance reserved for men, and they're only allowed in when covered from head to toe. Now, if some Western organisation treated a minority like women or black people as second-class citizens, like this mosque does, then Beard would be apoplectic. But of course she gives the gross misogyny of Islam a free pass. She simply donned the veil and tottered about, grinning like a lunatic, while glossing over the fact that all other women would be barred from the building she gushed over. And these inconsistencies are par for the course. But Beard's insane addiction to this warped ideology means that she also spouts brazen lies about the subject that defines her life. One that should be focused entirely on the search for truth. History. Or more specifically, Mary Beard's speciality. Ancient Rome. Beard continually gushes about how Rome was a triumph of multiculturalism, because that's the agenda that she loves to push. But that's a barefaced lie, because while it was certainly multi-ethnic, Rome was monocultural to a startling degree. There was one language, though Greek was permitted in the East. There was one religion, one form of politics, one mode of dress, a single currency, and a universal code of law. Romans had the same games, the same bathhouses, the same business network, a unified military, the same administration, the same cuisine, and even the same disgusting fish paste known as garum. Yes, there were some regional variations, but it was the culturally uniform nature of Rome that really defined it. And if people refused to conform, then they were fed to the lions, were crucified, or they were set on fire. Try asking the Jews or Christians how tolerant they thought the Romans were, and they'd either laugh or spit in your eye. But for Beard, it's not truth that matters. It's not objectivity. It's pushing her illusory narrative, one that tramples over all evidence or objective truth. And, as is usual for the proponents of multiculturalism, she lives in one of the whitest enclaves of Cambridge that you could possibly imagine. Beard also frequently uses Rome as an analogy for one of her other pet issues, the EU. It still amazes me why so many people on the academic left are such uncritical fans of this bloated bureaucracy that's chiefly defined by pettiness and megalomania above all else. European cooperation may well be a grand idea, but the reality of the EU is chiefly that of a self-satisfied and arrogant elite who treat others with disdain and who put their own interests above those of the member states they're supposed to represent. Beard frequently suggests that Rome is a model for the EU, and I guess in its intolerant militarism and reliance on slavery, it kind of is. Though I could suggest that, by her thin illusion alone, we could forward Napoleon as a model for the EU too. Or even Hitler. But really, there is a far better ancient analogy for the EU, and that's the Delian League. Ancient Greece was comprised of numerous independent states, who unified to deal with the threat of Persia. They contributed funds which were initially kept on the island of Delos, hence the League's name. But for safekeeping, the treasury was promptly moved to Brussels, Athens. It was Athens who forced payments from all the other states, Athens who drafted laws and directed policies, Athens who imposed uniform weights and measures on all the other states, Athens who dictated treaty agreements, Athens who dictated trading agreements, Athens who saw that the funds paid by all primarily benefited Athens, and Athens who prevented any other states from leaving the League by bullying them back into membership and seizing their contributions, rather like a mafioso-style extortion racket. Athens kept up this bullying totalitarianism long after the threat of Persia had receded into the past. Athens eventually became so unpopular, as a result of their patrician intolerance, that the other states rebelled. They were defeated, and the Delian League crumbled into obsolescence. I suspect the future of the EU might turn out somewhat similarly, that the organisation is something of a busted flush, and that the judgment of history will be that Britain got out at just the right time. But I guess I can see why Mary Beard and all her peers in our liberal elite love the EU so much. Because they both share similar levels of brazen dishonesty and a patrician disdain for the masses they love to lecture and lord it over. They've dictated the narrative for a very long time, but I suspect their time is running out. If you've enjoyed this film, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in these topics, I've written 2 books which go into them in extensive detail. They're called The Tyranny of the Left, and they're available on the links below. Please feel free to pick them up and let me know what you think. Thank you.